These are going to be the monthly intuitive messages for Capricorn. Whether you resonate with Cappy energy, it's Cappy season because these are timeless in general. There is a part 2 if you are resonating with this, linked below on Vimeo and Patreon. So go check those out. Cappies, I just want to dive in into your reading. This is a very interesting vibe. We did have the full moon Scorpio about just under a week ago from when I'm recording this, and I'm feeling those vibes with you. I actually was getting the term silent film, and a lot of throat chakra energy. It's almost as if, Cappy, you've been living in a silent film or like a silent movie. Like you've been living the script, you've been following the plan, but the silence, so something about the silence, when really there's needed to be words, you've probably just been needing to be heard, honestly, or just needing to express yourself, but you've been living the movie, but been a silent movie is how that's coming through. And they even were showing me like black and white. It feels also like you could be in a bit of a winter kind of a period. And what I mean by that, for those who are not aware of what that means, it's like sort of being like a death process, like very Scorpio. It's like we go into winter when we're trying to sleep and recover and close cycles out and, do what we need to do in the dark of winter before we go into spring and have that new life, right? But something about this silent film is really sticking out to me for you. And so I was like, ooh, what deck should I work with Capricorn? The El Goliath Tarot wanted to work with you, which is the dark shadow, no, sorry, words. It's a shadow shamanic deck. You would think Mercury retrograde being over, I could talk. But Cappies, let's get into it, okay? I'm going to use this deck for you. Yeah, and it's like when we think about silent films, right? It's like so much body language and so much like, even maybe chaotic scenes, if you will, but like no sound. No sound. And you need the sound. You need the sound. You need the music. You need the words. And something too about the script as well is kind of interesting coming through here. But to me that says programming, right? Or doing the things that you thought you needed to do, or you just were following the plan. You're following the plan. You were following the plan, not realizing you've been in a silent movie. You could be dealing with people who are not very good at using their words as well. There's just a lot about the throat chakra and communication and sound coming through for you here in your reading. Am I taking this? Yes. The Seven of Pentacles, the rewarded frog coming through here. I know the art on this deck is amazing. All the decks that I use are linked below if you do want this deck for yourself or you just want to check it out. The Seven of Pentacles, you're reevaluating some things here that are long overdue to be reevaluated. Thank you. That are long overdue to be reevaluated. I feel like this is what you've been living in a silent movie about. I keep getting you've been following the plan, you've been following the script, but to the point where you haven't been stopping to reevaluate. Wait, why don't we have any sound? Wait, why don't we have music? Wait, why aren't we talking? Follow the metaphor here, right? It's like a lot of my messages recently have been coming through in major metaphors. But that's what I'm getting here. Almost like this should be reversed. Almost like this should be reversed. You haven't looked at something that you've been needing to look at for a really, really, really long time. You could even just, the whole like silent music metaphor too could even just relate to feeling a little lackluster in your life. Woman Scorpio is brought up a lot for a lot of people. Ooh, I love this one. The Four of Wands, the beaming vessel. Oh, Cappies. Nothing quiet about that energy, right? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles coming up in your reading so far. With the tranquil spotted doe. Some of you could resonate with lotuses or deer as well. They said that's all to take. Okay. Yeah. So no matter what movie you've been living in, I almost called you Scorpio. I'm telling you, the full moon Scorpio is like what has been bringing a lot of this up for you, Cappies. No matter what movie you've been living in, you are finally stopping to look at some things that you haven't been looking at, that you've been needing to look at for a long time. And it is about you. Thank you. That's what it was. And it's about you, no matter who you've been living this out with or what's been around you, who's been around you. You're bringing the focus a little bit more in, is what I want to say. And this is what's making you realize you've been living in a silent movie, however that translates for you. The beaming vessel is really sticking out to me for that, for you as well. You want sound, you want music. You know what you want. You know what you want. You know what you want. And you're finally just really looking at it. You're allowing yourself to look at it. You're giving yourself permission to look at it. The 7 and the 9 of Pentacles, there's a 2 of Pentacles energy here as well. Making decisions, right? Finding your balance, finding your flow with things too. Clydster's like very, very inquisitive today. Curious today. Let me get back to this 9 of Pentacles energy though. And this whole black and white energy too, that's also why I went with this deck for you. Yeah, muted. All these terms around like sound, but like even with muted, we think of like muted colors, right? Your life has been muted. Your energy's been muted. Your passion's been muted, and you don't want to be on mute anymore. That's how that's coming through. Some of you, this is purely about communication. Some of you, this is about the passion and lust of life. Some of you, it's about your own creativity. Some of you, it's about your sexual energy. Interesting. So just take it as it resonates. But you're realizing how much your life has been muted and you don't want to be muted anymore. Very nice. All right, let's move on. Let's pull from the animal deck here for you. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Just keeping an eye on cards here. Oh, Cappies. Something about traps too. Traps. Some of you, as part of your plan, you haven't realized that you've actually been trapping yourself. Again, that brings me back to your life has been muted. It's that same energy, right? Of like, of your energy, of your voice, of your passion, of your creativity, but even like the experiences you could have in your life, right? It's like, you've had this plan, you've had this script. That's also how they keep bringing it through. You've had this plan, you've had this script, and it's put you in these little traps that's kept you in a silent, muted movie of your life. That's just how it keeps coming through. So be mindful of the traps. I think some of you already have awakened to the traps. Some of you, it could be traps of certain types of work. Some of you, it could be traps of belief systems, traps of relationships. There's all kinds of traps out there. Some of you, this could be about commitment as well, with the 4 of Wands being here. Can I get a card for the 7 of Pentacles, please? Whoa, I'm not taking all those. That's a lot. Can I get a card for the 7 of Pentacles for Capricorn? I just heard tasty. Okay, tasty. What's tasty, Capricorn? Are you getting a taste of what it's like to live in a movie with sound and color? Tasty. Can I get a card for 7 of Pentacles, please? For Capricorn, can I get a card for 7 of Pentacles? Interesting, the frog on the 7 of Pentacles. That also has the frog. The frog for me is about emotional cleansing. In this reevaluation and awakening to the traps and awakening to how muted your life has become, even how muted you've become in whatever ways that I mentioned before, you're realizing, okay, I can let go. I can make some necessary changes here. Frogs to me, like I said, it's like a emotional clearing. I'm getting more of the 8 of Cups with this, actually, like emotional detachment, in order for you to live a unmuted life. You're unmuting your life. Can I get a card for the 4 of Wands for my Cappies, please? Tell me about this 4 of Wands energy. My solar, my solar just went whoop. Like it bursted with energy for a second. Some of you guys are going through some solar stuff. And also in this like Eight of Cups, frog, detachment energy that's allowing you to unmute yourself, unmute your life. I do feel this surge of vitality coming forward. It also has a feeling of like butterflies, adrenaline. So some of you guys might have a moment, especially for those where this is about speaking, right? You may have a moment here where it's like, here it is. It's time. It's time to fully step into the color. It's time to fully turn the sound all the way up. And it feels like a surge of fire, confidence, butterflies, adrenaline. And I think this is also marking a moment, very specific moment for some of you of, I'm going to go have that talk with that person. I'm going to go leave my job. I'm going to go on that trip. I'm going to go make that move. You know what I mean? A lot of butterflies and adrenaline. I'm going to get on that stage. Actually, that's totally how that feels to me. I'm going to walk out on stage now and I'm going to do it, you know? It feels almost like the Fool, like the risks we take when we're ready, when we're truly ready. When you are truly ready to unmute your life, you will take that leap of faith. Can I have about the Four of Wands, please, for Capricorn? Am I taking these? No. Can I get a card for the Four of Wands, please, for Capricorn? Ooh, yeah, I got little goose pimples running through my body. This is going to be a big moment for you, Cappies. This is a big moment for you. A lot of you will be very witnessed and seen in that as well. It's a big moment. It's a big moment. I just can't get away from that feeling of finally stepping on stage in front of that crowd is like how that keeps coming through too. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's that power. Snake and butterfly. Snake is about tapping into your untapped potential, right? Talking about unmuting things. And butterfly, I'm actually getting freedom with butterfly. Butterfly is a rejuvenated energy, rebirth, beauty, grace, but I'm actually getting free. Free. Some of you are actually breaking out of a Four of Wands for this to unmute your life. That could be a relationship, a household, a job, etc. Four of Wands can be a bit of a portal energy. And I keep getting the solar plexus for you. Like your solar plexus is going to be lit up to do this. I just got the inner child. Some of you, this is like a moment your inner child like fantasized about. That's not going to be for everybody, but you'll know how that applies to you. All right, let's look at the Nine of Pentacles. And like in that energy. This is what life can be. That's what I just heard. This is what life can be. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles, please. For Capricorns. This is what life can be. This is what I can be. This is what I am. These are just different. I just caught a glimpse of the elk. Interesting. Some of you can be feeling like you're moving into union, and I feel like that's really just with self, not with other people. It's with self. Eee. Starfish. This is my star card. This is magnetism, being captivating, attraction, being noticed. Being noticed. It feels like you're falling in love with your life, Capricorns. You're falling in love with your life by unmuting your life and allowing it to be whatever you want it to be. That's how that feels to me. That's how that feels to me. Again, this is what life can be. This is what life can be. Any other animals that want to come out here for my Capricorns? Where are we at? 13 minutes? Perfect. I'll pull some tarot too. Oh, the lammy lamb. I'm gonna get all the cards out here and I'll show you. That lammy lamb. Oh, that like... I think that's some of the inner child energy. There's a lot of emotion around the lamb. Oh, of course, that's the only other... Oh, of course. I'll show you guys, sorry. Okay. So on the Seven of Pentacles, a frog, we have lamb. So a lot of emotion there, Capricorns. And I'm almost getting like constipated emotion, which is interesting. So some of you may be experiencing emotions that have been very suppressed. I'm getting more like, I know this sounds really gross, but like constipated. Like to the point where maybe those emotions have almost like calcified energetically. So it's coming out hard. It's like coming out, it's hard for it to come out. It's hard for the emotions to come out, but they're coming out. They're coming out. Lamb to me is a purified energy, a cleansed energy, a new energy, a baby energy, like wet behind the ears is how I look at lamb. Innocent. It's a card of innocence and purity. And I feel like that's relating to how your life can be unmuted and full of sound and color and life, you know, how you really are all those things. But I keep getting like inner child. inner child and just the pure part of you, the innocent part of you, the innocent part of you. There's a lot of emotion that's going to come out up for you in all of this, Capricorn. A lot. Because it's literally like thinking you've been like living the dream almost. Like maybe not even living the dream, but some of you maybe, but like having a really good life. And not to say you don't, but it's muted. It's muted. And you didn't realize. You didn't realize how much you were hitting the mute button on yourself. Not anymore. Overall, we have Swan. This is actually a card of sacred union of self. Could be with other people, sure, but sacred union is for the self. It's not about other people, okay? It is about coming home to yourself and unmuting and unmuting yourself, okay? We'll pull a couple tarot cards here and then we'll go into part 2. Okay. Let's see. How things have changed is also what I'm hearing. I think a lot of us have gone through much change in the last few months, and you could be reflecting on that as well, just like where you were in December or January, maybe even like your solar return. You know, your birthday is when your birthday typically is. Up to now, how much has changed, who's living in your life anymore, who's not. A change of plans. A change of plans. A change of plans. That's gonna, I feel like I'm only supposed to say that phrase because it's gonna bring up something for you guys in particular. A change of plans. Okay. Can I get a card for Frog and Lamb? Ooh. And there is the inner child. We have the Lovers and the Page of Wands. Inner child energy. Page of Wands can also be the card of good news, adventure, passion, going on new exciting things and paths and choices and things of that nature. Even travel. I'm getting some travel in here for you. But the lovers, I feel like is speaking to that Swan energy about being in union with self, coming home to the self, but making choices that are truly aligned with you, the purest part of you. And I feel like this is you literally going, I need color. I need color. I need music. I need sound. I need it. I need it and I want it. And how could I have muted myself? How could I have muted myself? I cannot mute myself anymore. I do feel travel there. So I guess we'll be going to the mountains. I'm getting desert actually. Yeah, I'm getting like big open spaces. I'm getting big open spaces. Yeah, like mountains, desert, that sort of deal. Big open space, big open space, big open space. Okay. 4 of Wands, Snake, and Butterfly. Speaking of butterfly, I felt those butterflies again. That surge of solar energy. Tell me more about Snake and Butterfly for Capricorn. The moon. The moon. Again, the solar plexus energy I'm feeling, it's like, it's this confidence and sense of empowerment that's like rushing through you in awakening to how you've fed these traps, how you've had this like muted life, or you've hit the mute button on yourself, right? You're awakening to all of that, but in awakening to all of that, you're also allowing yourself to move into a whole new sense of confidence and empowerment to do something about it. And that's what's been hidden from you with the moon, is what I'm getting with that. Wow. Oh. It's got really nauseous. If you got some solar stuff going on, don't be surprised, okay? I'm so nauseous. Like with the 7 of Swords out here, very, very nauseous. The moon and the 7 of Swords. I'm feeling the traps with the 7 of Swords. I'm really feeling the traps. Again, some of you walked into them yourselves, created them yourselves, like self-sabotaging behavior, self-limiting behavior, that how you muted yourself, the choices you made that caused you to mute yourself. But some of you may also come to realize as well the traps of things that are external to you, like people you deal with as well. I just feel like, okay, it's related to this strength and empowerment. Interesting, I said strength. I didn't say that word before. It's relating to this sense of strength and confidence that's moving through you as you're unmuting yourself and unmuting your life. Remember I said the butterfly is adrenaline. There's going to be a moment. There's going to be a very defining moment in all of this, Capricorn. And some of you, it's going to coincide with a revealing of some dark things, maybe even some secrets, or again, things you've been ignoring, especially about people around you or even environments around you. And once you see that truth, that's also going to make you feel so empowered to unmute your life and unmute yourself. You hear me? Yes. They said they hear you. Okay. There's gonna be a lot in that in part 2. I can feel it. All right, let's move on to starfish. Starfish in the dough. I'm loving that. I'm really loving that energy. Tell me about starfish for Capricorn. Tell me about starfish for Capricorn, please. Wow. Not quite what I expected, but I get it. So we have, I'm getting really dizzy. We have 2 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, that limitation, right? Also playing off of the 7 of Swords, the traps, if you will. But the 2 of Wands being there, this is you getting yourself out of those traps. This is you unmuting your life, but also seeing what life really could be. This might feel a little bit like a detour, like a major detour for some of you. Like you've been going left your whole life and suddenly you're going right, you know? Yeah, that's how that feels to me. Understanding and seeing that that is an option for you, because that is exactly what's going to unmute your life. I keep getting, you've been following a script. You've been following a plan. You've been milestones. Thank you. You've been following the milestones. It's that's gonna hit those where it needs to hit them. You understand what I'm saying? The other thing, that feeling of milestones, realizing it's not about the milestones. It's not about the plans. It's not about the script. That there's literally limitless paths and options available to you for you to like really experience life in all of its grandeur. The life you want. I keep hearing, this is what life could be. I didn't know this is what life could be. This is what life could be. Wow. Okay, Cappies, I'm going to go ahead and get into part 2. I hope that you have found this helpful and supportive for yourselves, and I encourage you to unmute your life, and congratulations to those who already have. Okay? All right, Cappies, I'm going to go. I love you. Take care. Have a great night. Namaste.